Heading over to the American Athletic Conference, the AAC, not to be confused with the ACC, considering I'm talking about an ACC team here. SMU on the road at number 22, Tulane. Tulane is a 4-point home favorite, and this game carries an over-under of 48 points. Kicks off at 4 p.m. Eastern on ABC. Again, from New Orleans, from Yulman Stadium. The American is one of those that does award the top seed their home environment, which I think is pretty cool, especially for the Group of 5 conferences. This is looking like it could potentially be a weather game. There's storms in the forecast right now, even though it's early in the week. I know, who can predict the weather on Saturday, on Tuesday, but when I look at that, I see rain every day around Saturday, so seems pretty likely. Not like it's just one day that may move. It seems like it's going to be a multi-day event. I would just keep an eye on that. The under took a lot of money. Tulane took money at first. This is another one of these, depending on when you looked, you probably got 15 different combinations of a spread and an over-under. And I think Tulane taking the money is in response to the big injury here. SMU quarterback Preston Stone broke his leg. It was really unfortunate. He's out for the season. He won't play in this game. And also, I think the weather is driving down that over-under already. So it's going to be redshirt freshman Kevin Jennings. He has 24 passing attempts this year. Kelly, do you know who else is on this roster? Alex Padilla. Iowa's own Alex Padilla. I didn't know he was still playing college football. I saw him in the stat sheets. I'm like, that's awesome. So it's going to be Kevin Jennings, but just know that there's a I'm going to say experienced quarterback on the roster that at least played at a major program in the past. Tulane did actually hit as high as -5.5, but somebody here on we're recording this Tuesday late at night. Somebody came in today on Tuesday and hit SMU hard. They moved them from 5.5 right back to that 4 real quick. And I'll get into why, because I agree with that movement. I was not. Well, I'm part of it, but I did not move the line. Let's put that out there. Tulane continues to play up and down to their competition, but my goodness, if they weren't fortunate in their last game against UTSA. The Roadrunners had 5 turnovers. All 4 of Tulane's touchdowns came on fields shorter than 50 yards. If you bet on UTSA, I am so sorry. That is devastating to watch that unfold. SMU, on the other hand, they just don't turn the ball over. Even the backup has no turnover-worthy throws on 24 attempts. I get it, more conservative. He's coming in for cleanup duty. He's going to have to be more aggressive in this game. But the SMU system, their backs, their receivers, they just really don't turn the football over. So Tulane has benefited from that field position game all year. They're 7th in average starting field position on offense. That is, partly generated by a defense that's still really good, and they can force turnovers. But again, I'm not going into a game ever saying, yes, Tulane is going to force 4 turnovers, therefore I'm going to bet them like they're going to do that, because that's just unsustainable. I have a feeling we're probably going to see them pretty high up in Bill Connolly's turnover luck ratings when those come out in the offseason. SMU's defense, though, terrific. They're 14th in success rate allowed overall. They played in just 2 one-score games all season, and they're particularly good against the pass thanks to a consistently really nice pass rush that they put together. I remember seeing them atop the PFF rankings. They're 5th now, but at the beginning of the year and kind of scratching my head like, they must just had a couple of good games. No, they're a really outstanding unit. They've continued it all year to play at a high level. On the other side, Tulane, they're 103rd in EPA per rush, so it's going to be a lot of Michael Pratt. I did see that he is a possible transfer portal, or I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on with Michael Pratt, but he's going to play in this game, and he's going to play well because he's a very good football player. But Pratt has a very high average time to throw, 2.9 seconds on per drop back, and when you're going up against a really good pass rush like that, he's going to need to bring that time to throw down. I like to point to SMU. I jumped on it at 5.5. I was hoping we'd have seen 6. I don't think we're going to see 6. I would still take it at 4. I think SMU's live to win this game on the road, even without Stone in that lineup. Is he worth 3 points? At one point, it was suggested that he was, considering where the spread moved, but apparently somebody in the betting market wasn't convinced, and I'm not convinced that he's worth that many points. And also, this does correlate with the under. So if you're going to look at the under, that's a great bet too, and you've seen it tick down, so that's why I would like to take SMU, because SMU's offense wasn't great without Stone. Keep in mind, he's now had a full week to prepare, so this is going to be a little bit more efficient with the redshirt freshman in there.
Brett, if you're not in the portal in 2023, are you even a college football player? Like, I mean, come on. Everybody's in the portal all the time. It is. And it's crazy. That's all everyone's talking about, and the coaching changes and all that. And I'm like, guys, we have conference championship games to get to. That's why I'm so excited. That's where our focus is here. We have forever to talk about all that. We have 1 week to talk about these games. I could not agree with you more, Brett, on just about everything you just said. My numbers, which are not explicitly accounting for Stone's injuries here. Like, let me be clear. It's not like, oh, Kelley's got Stone out and the backup in. Here's what the numbers say. No. The model, which does not see the injury, I have SMU -7. This line is 11 points from that. And it was 12.5 just a couple hours before we recorded this episode. I mean, that is wild. Even without Stone, even at Ullman Stadium, I think the wrong team is favored in this game. I really do. Even if you downgrade the SMU offense significantly, it's still just about a wash with the Tulane defense that I have ranked mid-30s right now. And on the other side, the SMU defense, they're playing at a season-best level right now, ranking number 35. They're going up against the Tulane offense that currently ranks a season-worst, number 58. How many points are we given for home field here? I mean, even if you're being aggressive with home field and you think that Stone is worth more points than I probably do, at best, you're looking at a pick 'em. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I could easily end up looking dumb here. I think SMU wins this game outright. Tulane has the inside track to returning to the New Year's Six as a G5 rep. I know. They've got the history. They've got the experience, all that stuff. The only other time the Green Wave faced a top 50 team this season, they lost. It was to Ole Miss. That game was also at home. I'm not saying SMU's Ole Miss. They're not. But that's the only other time Tulane's been tested. And you talked about some of the close games they've had here down the stretch and the turnover luck that it's taken for them to be in the position that they are. Again, I'm backing a backup quarterback here, so I could look very, very silly. I just think SMU has enough to win this game outright as a team. I really do.
I love that you mentioned that your number is 11 points off, because there is no combination of individual football player and home field advantage in any level on any team that adds up to 11 points. Hard stop. I'm with you. My aggregate power ratings also, and I derated SMU manually without Preston Stone. It's just the numbers are pointing to SMU, and the later we get into the week and the higher betting limits increase, that movement on SMU means a whole lot more than any movement on Tulane early in the week. I agree with you. I think SMU is a better team here. I would take SMU to win outright, but just to save, just in case the quarterback comes out and stinks it up, I will take them +4 at this point, although I am happy to be holding on to a +5.5 ticket.